What is up, guys? In this video we're going to be going over how you can use objects in JavaScript and what those are essentially. But let's get started immediately as always, and the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a variable called user, and this is going to be an object. And to create an object you just need to create a pair of curly brackets, and inside here we're going to provide some key value pairs. So for example, the first one we're going to create, and this also can be written on a single line, but just to make things seem a little bit more clean, we are going to do it on separate lines. So the first one we're going to create is a username, which can be of any type. It can be a number, it can be a string, it can be an array, whatever type you want, you can put it inside here. You just need to make sure you use a colon between the key name and the value. So this one is just going to be Federico underscore 21, and then we are going to create some random unique ID, which can be set as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just in case you didn't notice, make sure to add a comma between each of these key value pairs, because that will make it so you can insert a new property. And the next one we will insert is a fake password, which is just going to be Hello Kitty 12. And then inside here I want to show you that you can create nested objects essentially. So let's pretend we make another category that says other. We can provide a pair of curly brackets as above, and inside here you can add something like info, likes, cheese, and then maybe some hobbies, and we can insert an array here, and this array is going to be filled with climbing, eating, and sleeping. And finally maybe one more, which is going to be skills, and this is going to be coding. So far we created an object of user, and these are the properties we have assigned to it. And now I will show you how you can actually access those, but as the first thing, let's go ahead and log this to see what we have created. And if you go to your console in your browser, you'll notice that we will get an object that has a username of this and unique ID of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, password of Hello Kitty. And then there will also be this other section that we can see if we open this up. So other object info of likes, cheese, and so on. It will have all of the data we have provided over here. And you'll see that this will become very important later when you start handling JSON and other kinds of data that you need to process. This makes it a lot easier to use that stuff. But to simplify this example, we're just going to go below and we're going to create another var called password, which is going to equal a prompt that says, please insert your password. And down below, we're going to create an if statement. If password is equal to Hello Kitty 12, then we will know it's my password, and we can log some data. So the first one I want to log, and I'm also going to show you something else you can do in JavaScript, and that is if you use this weird accent mark that goes to the left, you can actually turn this into a special kind of string, which allows you to insert values a lot easier than adding the plus and the quotation marks. But as the first thing, we're going to write welcome back. Then we have to add a $sign and a pair of curly brackets. Then inside here we can type our user object, and we can access the username just by adding a dot and selecting one of these values. As you can see, everything is listed. So for the first one, we will write username. So yeah, it might be difficult for you to find this on your keyboard, but if you do a bit of research, you'll notice that this is a very clean way to handle string creation. And I definitely recommend looking into that. And we're going to do it again here. We're going to write your user ID is $, curly brackets, user dot unique ID. And then let's also log one more thing, and let's pretend you want to access some of the objects that you've created down here. And that's also very easy, because all you have to do is type in user.other, and then just add another dot, and you'll be able to pick from the list the other hobbies, of course, or the other information you want. So let's pretend we want to get the info. Now if we go ahead and click on save, let's enter our Hello Kitty 12 password. You'll notice it will say welcome back, me, and then we'll say your user ID is, and that I like cheese. As you can see, we have logged all of this information. And let's just make this code a bit more clean, or actually add a few extra lines of code to it, such as document.getElementById. I want to change the header text as always, and we're going to write inner HTML, and this is going to equal the user.username plus is now logged in. So once we log in, it's going to change this text up here to I am now logged in. Else, let's pretend this fails. We're just going to copy this line of code here and write bad credentials. Let's go ahead and click on save. Now if we go ahead and type in the password, you'll notice that we are now logged in and we get the information. Essentially, we created a very simple login page, but of course you should never handle passwords and that kind of sensitive information in the front end. Always make sure to do this in some sort of backend because anyone can see this information, anybody. And if we put the wrong password, let's do that, you'll notice bad credentials. Now there's only one more thing I want to show you, and that is that you can change properties at any point of the program. You can go ahead and type in user.username can be equal to new username. So this is going to take this user over here and it's going to get the value of username and it's going to make sure that this changes to new username. And even when we go ahead and log the user one more time, you'll notice that we have the first object that we logged, which has my original username. And then we have the object that we changed that changed the username to new username. So you can change any of the properties at any point in time, and that will be a valid line of code. But I believe that's all I wanted to cover for the first lesson about objects. If you have any confusions or any questions, please leave it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer that. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.